Hey, alright, I know that I said in the previous Q&A that I'm going to be uploading the Wes Anderson style short film, but I just had to be part of this project before it went out of the trend. And I have exciting things to talk about, so yeah. And if you're wondering what's happening, well, my film YouTube icons came together to talk about one marvelous scene, one scene from Star Wars that defined the franchise, one excellent scene, and one horrifying moment. And I made two videos that are part of the playlists. They have returned to talk about one villainous scene, and the best part is that we are all invited. Yes, we can make our own videos, mail the link to the channel that began all of this, Nando V Movies. Hey, I love Justin Hammer too. And he'll put it on a playlist with the others' videos as well. So for one villainous scene, we can take any villain from any media and talk about one scene with that villain. So I chose one of my favorite villains from one of my favorite actors from one of my favorite films ever made, Whiplash. But let me give you some context. The dynamic between the hero and the villain has to be established first. So let's talk about our hero, our protagonist, Andrew Neiman. He, like all well protagonists, has a want, a goal that he wants to achieve, which basically moves the plot forward. Andrew wants to be a great drummer. We know that he can drum well, we know that he has a loving father, a new girlfriend, and doesn't have any friends. But he has one clear goal in mind, that he wants to be one of the greats. Now, there are certain rules that can help you create a good antagonist, and these rules are only here to help you when you're confused or helpless during writing. These aren't mandatory, and it's just a guide. In Robert McKee's story, he writes, a protagonist and his or her story can only be as intellectually fascinating and emotionally compelling as the forces of antagonism make them. And in John Truby's The Anatomy of Story, he writes that create an opponent who is exceptionally good at attacking your hero's greatest weakness. The first scene of Whiplash is about establishing the student-teacher relationship. Andrew's practicing his drumming, and in comes Fletcher. From this scene, we understand that Fletcher is hard to impress. It's just a taste of what's to come later in the film. Now, Fletcher is one of my favorite villains ever put to film. Is it because he's played by J.K. Simmons? Yes. But it's much more than that. Fletcher works as an antagonist because he attacks Andrew's greatest weakness. He knows that Andrew wants to be great, and his job as a teacher is supposed to help him reach there. In the first act of the film, there's some setup to build Fletcher as an important character. The students become more obedient when he's in the room, they're a little afraid of him, but this only catches Andrew's interest. And when Andrew goes into Fletcher's class, he seems like a decent guy. Okay, maybe not so much, but in the scene where he talks to Andrew about drumming and encourages him to practice, man, Fletcher seems like a really nice fellow. He's kind to Andrew, and that previous moment just seemed like a fluke. In the next class, Fletcher compliments Andrew's drumming, and the class seems to be going well.
I will fuck you like a pig. Or are you gonna be on my fucking time? Can you even fucking read music? Jesus fucking Christ! Answer! Louder! Louder! You are a worthless, friendless, faggot-lipped little piece of shit whose mommy left daddy when she figured out he wasn't Eugene O'Neill, and who is now weeping and slobbering all over my drum set like a fucking 9-year-old girl. Start practicing harder, Demon.
Somebody peed my pants.
Okay, maybe not so much. This is a great example of a reversal. Fletcher's nice behavior was all an illusion, something to mess with Andrew. Now, does this work because Fletcher is big, bad, and mean? Yes. But in this scene, he not only throws a chair at Andrew, he not only yells at him, swears at him, slaps him in the face many times. Fletcher hurts Andrew's soul because he knows what Andrew wants, and it's his job to help him reach there. But his methods are questionable. Now, the film later explains Fletcher's point of view and his reason for his teaching methods, but considering this particular scene, it's a great introduction to those methods. The film works because as the film progresses, it only escalates the conflict between Andrew and Fletcher. Fletcher is a perfect villain because he accentuates the theme of the film, which is, how far is too far? What does it take to be great? Is sacrifice necessary to be great? Fletcher's actions makes us ask these questions. He challenges Andrew's beliefs. The reason I chose this scene for one villainous scene is because this is the scene where we truly realize the kind of person Fletcher is and how far he is willing to go to teach. We understand his methods, his motives, and his true version put to screen in the most brutal, the most painful, the scariest, and the most villainous scene. Thank you guys for watching.